Hello, my beautiful people. So, this little episode today, I was thinking about, so this is regarding mindset. And when I was thinking about all these different subjects and topics that I want to talk about, it's all around me trying to help you basically feel like you can do life. So, I know that I want to give you some more personal examples that's going to help. Some of these episodes, a lot of these episodes are going to have tips, but I think with this one today, the subject matter, because I feel like it's the next thing to go to next, and that's the topic of attention. And all of this boils down to, since this is something that definitely affects our relationships, right, with those around us. When you're going through these things that I'm explaining it to you, you might not be conscious. Okay. So that's what I mean when I'm talking about it, your sense of awareness. And I'm the same way too, depending on what it is. But in general, I'm pretty conscious of most things that I do, I would say. But, again, I'm not perfect. So, attention. The bottom line of what I want to say is when you get to this point, of really that self assuredness, that strong foundation and sense of self, you won't really care that much about getting it or not. Okay, so I don't even know how I got on talking about this because it's not like I'm talking to anybody currently who's acting like they need a lot of attention. So these ideas kind of just pop up in my mind. Okay, so attention. It sounds really simple, right? Some people are really natural at this. They are, I'm sorry, this whole thing that I'm talking about, it sounds really simple, that self-assuredness, that confidence, that whatever. Okay. So some people are natural. They're actually born with this, that strong sense of self I just talked about. And basically, this is what it is. This is who I am. So they don't necessarily get this. While I think it is a very magnetic and inspiring trait to have, I at the same time feel like a lot of those people don't have a lot of empathy for people like us. So, what that means is, what does that mean? This could be new, I guess, is the word, because again, going back to the way that you're raised, you might not even think that you need a lot of attention or require a lot of attention. For example, me, it's not that I need a lot of attention. I guess in some aspects it could be high maintenance. For example, when I'm training, fight training that is, or anything like that, there are a lot of missing parts when I train. Like I basically need to be coached when I'm sparring because I do the same thing over and over again. And that's not something you can do in a group class if there's a lot of people. So I personally would benefit from private training. So it's not like I want to hoard the instructor or anything like that. I just know that's how I am. And that has come with time. Just like, for the example, if I know the deadlift or whatever at whatever weight, because I think 40 was even hard for me, that I know myself that I might injure myself and that I should not do that, right? So it's me speaking up and just saying, like, I'm not ready for that. Okay, so before I get, again, because I'm getting sidetracked there, for the sake of this episode, because I feel like it's more so about explaining, so I can explain to you things like that than giving you steps, because I'm still going to say you need to work on yourself. That's a part of it, okay? And not a lot of people know what that means. So I would like to tell you to go listen to my relationships episode playlist. It just says relationships. It's the first one under there, and it's called Relationship with Self. And I talk about how the importance of working on yourself, why, some how to steps, and building like your arsenal, right, of the things that'll make you kick ass, badass, and separate you from the crowd and things like that. Okay, so these are just kind of, yeah, when I was designing this episode, I was trying to explain, like, who the hell cares? Like, what's the point? What are you talking about when it terms of attention? Sorry, in terms of when it comes to attention, but I've just looked back now and realized, like, just like anything, when you're at different stages and different levels with people, it's really easy to be like, oh, they need too much attention or whatever it is. And like, so you avoid them or you treat them a certain way or you're annoyed and I don't know, you just maybe don't talk anymore. Or if you're in a relationship, you're just irritated the whole time throughout the relationship. So I wanted to talk about that and the finish line. When you are at the finish line, you're really just not going to care as much. And the working on yourself, yes, the traits and the passions, when you find something that you really love and you end up dedicating a lot of time to it or you want to, then again, it's going to be less of a focus on you focusing so much on that person isn't around, they're not texting me, they're not calling me, they don't want to be with me, whatever it is. So if you can see now, the model of everything is because culture, right, is making it seem like the focus is finding someone, the one, and all of that focusing rather than going inside of ourselves, building ourselves, and things like that. And that is not being selfish, people. Okay, so let's go ahead and cut this episode short. Maybe I'll go into it more, maybe not. But sometimes these topics, I just want to throw it out there because a lot of people don't know of all the different things I can talk about. But just remember, this is all mindset. This is all building of our confidence, our enhancing our self esteem, our worth, feeling our value. And some of us, a lot of us have issues with that. Okay. But we didn't even know, some of us didn't even know, like, the best way to describe it is when you're going through it, like until you start really getting into personal growth and self help and all these sorts of things, like the way you perceive the world is so different. Like even the attention thing, maybe you don't feel like it's a big deal and like it would be something to work on, if that makes sense. So I'm just here to share and tell you that by working on yourself in all these different areas, you will understand what I mean after when you get to the finish line. Okay, so I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.